Be still, my soul. Adequate lighting. Monica, this is your shout out. Because you're awesome. So today in my college and career group, we watched an episode of The Twilight Zone. And it was about this guy who was like 40 years old, except he wasn't really 40 years old. He was 2,000 years old. It was kind of an Edward Cullen type deal. Yeah, I went there. And it talked about how the longer he lived, the more he realized that people don't change, and that he didn't become any wiser the longer he lived, that he was just the same. It was really depressing. I'm watching this and I'm like, you mean people don't change? It's really distressing to me, this idea that people don't change. So I'm wondering, is that true? To what extent do people change? To what capacity do people have? Maybe not to be agents of change in themselves, because I really think the only source of change in a human being's heart can come from the Holy Spirit. So, coming from that point of view, do we change? What does that change look like? And is it something that's only completed when we get to heaven? Someone is printing something. Here comes my brother. I'm just gonna ignore you, okay? And keep filming my video.
What?
I'm learning in my psych class that personality is basically formed by the time you're 5. And personality is kind of static. It doesn't change even when you're like really, really old. When you change over time, that's character that changes. So like, I think about the people I know who've like changed a lot and undergone a lot of change, especially, you know, because we're young and we're teens and we're like finding our identity and whatever. So I know a lot of people who are different from how they used to be. Those changes aren't necessarily their personality. Those changes are how God has been working in their hearts and opening their eyes to character flaws and how he's been guiding them through the sanctification process. And so, you know, they've become, you know, more thoughtful, more others-oriented, calmer, less stressed, more trusting. You know, those kinds of changes, that they're not personality changes, but they're, you know, decisive character changes. And I'm wondering what kinds of things qualify as character changes and what kind of things qualify as personality changes. Like, is being slow to trust people a personality trait, or is it a character trait? And what influence do I have to change that? Which is the thing that kills me about studying psychology, because it's so fascinating and that's why I'm studying it, but it's so impossible to know. I hate facts. I hate facts so much, because they're just like, this should be black and white, and it's not, and it's just... Yeah, that's what I got. I don't like watching The Twilight Zone. It really freaks me out. That's all.